When I was young, it was the size of the house I live in is my wealth. Today, it's not the size of the house that you live in.
Yep.
It's the number of houses that you own that other people live in. See, that is real wealth. And people are going to hit me for saying this.
It's okay.
But a lot of young agents who understand a little bit social media, something like what we're doing,
Yes.
right, are eating the lunch
I know.
of people who have been great agents in the industry. And this is a trend which is only speeding up.
Why you think
Because
I'm in
they're-
social media? Because I'm not getting eaten.
No, it's a he who gets the eyeball.
I know.
It gets the business. It's really that simple.
It's a truth.
It was interesting. I get to Pittsburgh,
Okay.
and I remember some big fancy hotel. I clearly couldn't afford it. It's a big conference. I owed still like $200 or something, and my credit cards wouldn't go.
Oh.
Right? And there's a line behind me of people. You want to cry? Like I mean, you're like
Yes.
you're sweating. You're embarrassed at a low point in your life, right? And the lady's like, oh, no, sometimes it happens, blah, blah, blah. And of course, I mean, I know what the truth is, that the credit cards why the credit cards aren't going through, because I have no more left on the damn credit cards. Think about that. It makes me feel a certain way.
Can I ask you a question? How did you get that broke?
My parents lived in India. I quit college. They don't know this. They'd call me half the time I wouldn't pick up the phone.
So you playing a fake,
Right? Yeah, of course. Listen, dude, my dad was an orthopedic surgeon.
Yeah.
Right? He did extremely well.
Oh my God, yeah.
My mom was an OB/GYN gynecologist.
Oh, that's-
right. And here's the idiot kid
They're high end,
quits
yeah.
college.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to tell them because I felt that I was letting them down. One of those things somebody said, good times you keep in your pocket. The bad times you keep in your heart.
Yes.
Right? But that kind of brought me to Chicago, and only skill set I had was selling real estate. And I fell back in it.
But it's kind of like on all your stories, you always exit being a realtor, though.
Man, because
So-
unfortunately,
But even now, you're not
the
a realtor.
thing I wanted to run away from,
Okay.
right, all the time, because I was the guy who always thought the grass was greener on the other
On the
side.
other side. Even today, realtors out there, unless say they're like, oh, I don't know about investment. Listen, do your job.
Yeah.
Not quit.
Yeah, don't quit.
Do your realtor job, and then little by little, buy the little condo, do some
Yeah.
investment.
Yes.
You don't have to go all in right away. Even if you have a flip, you could do it on the side.
100%. And
You know?
the best opportunity, us as agents, I wish I knew this today. It seems so simple. At the time, man, so many deals. I didn't have the confidence in me.
Yeah.
Right? But I knew how to find a deal. I could do an ARV after repair value.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I knew how to get some of the rehab done.
Right.
I was in real estate. What if I just basically made a deal with one of my clients? Right? Where, hey, dude, how about you buy the property in your name? We're a partner. I don't have to pay any interest. They're paying for rehab. I'll do the work.
All right, we are here at XR Realty, episode number 58. I'm so excited because we have some good friends here and people that I know for a long time. We have Andrew Holmes, one of the largest investors here in Chicagoland area. So we're going to be talking about a lot of investing. And we have Greg Cirone. He's XR management here, and he's also an investor. And I'm an investor, so we're going to be talking a lot about what's going on in the market here in Chicagoland area. So we're very excited to have you, Andrew.
Thank you, guys. Excited to be here. Let's go.
I mean, my audience, I don't know. I think but a lot of people know you, but maybe somebody that doesn't know you, give us a little brief story about, how it started, how you got here.
Started in real estate at 19, quit college.
Okay.
I had a little bit of a Pell Grant, like a very small scholarship, nothing to brag about.
Okay.
But what the money that I had to buy books, $600, $700, instead of buying college books, I ended up getting a real estate licensing course.
Okay.
Because I used to, at the time, I used to go to the library and read How to Be Rich. I mean, this was my goal. And then I drop out at the age of 19. And it was interesting because both my parents, I have an Indian heritage. Both of them were surgeons.
Wow.
And dropping out is, you bring shame
That
to
was
the
bad.
family.
Yeah, right.
I brought shame to the family.
You made
so-
everybody look bad.
Yeah,
in
man.
India and here.
Yeah, so it was like a do or die situation.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was kind of interesting. So
Yeah.
that was the start. But the seed was always that, hey, how do I figure out something
Yeah.
to do well? And like I think most people, I struggled till about 23
Yeah.
and then found I had to become good at cold calling.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah. Cold calling.
Cold calling. Every day I would stand up 5-6 hours.
That's hard.
Two headset. Man, it's interesting, sometimes necessity is kind of the root of all business, of a lot of success.
Yep.
And I was broke and I was not going to go home
Yep.
with my tail between my legs kind of thing, right?
Yep.
And that was really my start in real estate.
Yeah. But that's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes like you know, if you're desperate, right? That's why a lot of like people in America, I mean, I love USA. I think everybody has opportunity, but the immigrant sometimes does even better than the person that was born here and grew up here. Because the immigrant comes here and he is like desperate. He has nothing, comes from zero.
No, and I mean, it's interesting, right? That I mean, every time I go to India, a lot has changed. A lot of people are doing well, but you realize how blessed we are.
Yes.
Right. You realize every time, and I forget it, mind you. 2
Yeah.
days later, I forget it like everybody else.
Of course.
But yet, we're extremely blessed because the opportunity is there.
Yes.
What you do with it is
Yeah.
a whole different issue.
I mean, that's so true. Even coming here and being an immigrant, it was one of those things that I always wanted to find something else that I can do that people here weren't doing. Like, why aren't they doing this? I don't speak the language, but why aren't they trying to take the opportunity to do something here in the United States where,
100%.
you know, you just work harder for some reason, maybe when you don't have that or you have a family that you didn't give you everything that you had.
I think sometimes we take it for granted. Right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, same here this year, a month ago, I was in Italy and, you know, sometimes you get used to it here, you get for granted. And then I go there, I'm like, man, they don't have air conditioning like we have.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't have water every day like we have. You know, little simple stuff that not the whole world doesn't get to enjoy like we do. I think America, and especially the Midwest, and especially Chicago, I think there's a lot of opportunity still in any field, and especially the real estate field.
And the best market, a lot of times, you know, Chicago gets a bad rap, especially for people, because the perception is obviously number one, crime.
Right.
Number two, it's cold, right? I'm not sure where the cold has gone for the last, at least it's been good. Last 10 years, we've had very mild winters. I mean, whatever you want to attribute it to, but it's been beautiful, right?
Yes.
But from an investing standpoint, we're the Rust Belt of America. And the biggest city that is in the Rust Belt of America, kind of the forgotten Midwest, is Chicago,
Yes.
right? And if you look at, be it Sears Tower, be it whatever, besides New York, right? California was not, there's a reason why Chicago is called the second city. It was, at least for the last 150 years, it has been the mecca of real estate besides New York, period. And it remains that way. And the great part is, even today, which is where people get lost, property prices are high, everything. There is no other place in the country where rentals still work and you make money $400, $500, $600 net a month in cash flow, having $0 out of pocket, 25, 30, 40% equity.
That's huge.
I mean, it's just the most amazing, and flips, you can make a lot of money still. So it's an amazing market.
We see a lot of people moving back, even in real estate. Like a couple months ago, I had a closing from somebody from California that came here and said, I can't do it anymore. It's gotten so expensive. He came here, bought a property for $570. He said in California it would have cost him like $5 million.
Yeah.
That's a big.
I feel like we have a strong middle class here still.
Yeah.
That's going strong. Versus like you go to California, you got, unfortunately, rich and poor. There's people that are really wealthy and there's people who just can't make it.
True.
You know, versus here, the little guy, I have a lot of examples, a lot of clients that worked regular jobs and they bought a house and all of a sudden they're sitting in a $50,000, $100,000 equity without even doing something.
Right.
You know?
I mean, that's the biggest issue, right? A lot of times people feel they'll look Miami prices, they'll look at something. Oh my God, if I bought a house over there today, it's worth 2 times. True. If you bought in California, maybe for $1 million, it is probably worth 2.5 today. The problem is, could you have bought the property for $1 million? Well, not really. Well, it doesn't matter.
Correct.
Right? That you couldn't even have participated in the market yet. Where we sit in your office, right down the street, even places like Elmwood Park, even places exist so much opportunity that even today, if you know how to buy, we're picking up properties for a couple $100,000 that you can put 70, 80,000 in work, turn around, sell it for 460, 470, and do absolutely amazing with it. And that's the opportunity that is possible here.
And you know, of course, you do a lot of flips too, and also have mastery and teach people. Here, I feel like you could also buy something that you're going as a flip, and maybe just in case, because you know, not everything is always great, right? Things happen. You could turn it and become a rental,
100%,
and still make, let's say, 5 to 8% on your money, cash on cash, easy after all expenses.
Easy. I mean, in Chicago, if you can't get 15 or 20% cash on cash,
Yep.
right? After you put a little bit debt on it, right? I mean, there's something horribly wrong with it, right? There's something horribly, I mean, 25% in Chicago, cash on cash, you can do all day long.
Yeah.
And not in neighborhoods. Like, I mean, I have a small body and a big mouth. So getting shot, robbed, mugged is not in my vocabulary.
I got it.
And so what I mean by that is sometimes people have the wrong impression, right?
Yeah.
There's 1 or 2% of all Chicagoland area, which I would call challenging. But 99% is a fantastic market for people to invest in.
Yeah.
Yet for some reason we get a bad rap sometimes, right? For outside people,
Exactly.
that how much opportunity exists here.
Yeah.
So do you think that it's everyday people that can do this? Or do you think investors are the only ones that are able to get these properties? Like, where are you getting these properties? Should, just an everyday person walking that's calling me and saying, hey, I want to get a property. Do you think that there's a market for them? Or
As far as I'm concerned, they should go to 2 of you.
Right.
Right? I mean, I've called on your properties that you have listed as a listing agent, as a, be it a short sale, be it a REO, be it somebody, it's a probate situation, right? Guys, think about this. Somebody else's problem is a huge opportunity for you. Where somebody's selling a home, they have an older parent, it's, they got old, 80, 90 years old, right? And the house needs TLC. It's not, nobody's banged, holes in the wall. These people don't abuse these properties. It may still have green carpet, right? And orange cabinets because people just got older. It's going to happen to all of us.
Right.
Maybe the windows haven't been opened in the last 15 years.
Right.
Right. But there's a great opportunity for you to go in, take out the carpet, this beautiful hardwood floors, right? And do a KBB, which is kitchen, bedroom, bath. And boom.
Simple thing.
Simple.
Simple thing. Yeah.
Sometimes I'm playing a little devil advocates here because some of my younger generation, they just want move-in condition. They
And
don't want to do
that's
anything.
true.
They
That's
just,
that.
and
But-
they're ready to go. And their investment, just that's what it is.
But that's why the rehabs work.
Yeah.
So if you think if there's some people that are investing and doing that, nice kitchen and bath, because the younger people, unfortunately, there's some people that listen and invest, and some people just want to buy white and white cabinets right away.
Right. And I mean, that's a choice, right? It's like, for some people, it's like, that's not, they're like, oh, but I can't do that, right? It's a learned skill set where you can do really well. Maybe they're great at stock market. Maybe they're crypto geniuses. God bless. They may not need to do real estate yet. The beauty about real estate is that you can start with almost nothing, and the will to learn and the willingness to put a little bit of elbow grease in it, and which is not doing the work, but managing the work, right? It's like babysitting basically. And you can do extremely well. You can do extremely, extremely well. And that's the opportunity Midwest offers you. So
But going back to, because I know Sherry originally, when she told me about the podcast, we're going to do it.
Sure.
It was about like almost teaching realtors, right?
Sure.
And so we're saying like, hey, everybody could do it. But then, like you walk the talk.
Right.
Sherry walked the talk, somewhat. I'd done it myself too. But a lot of realtors out there, they have the opportunity. They go in the field with zero, right? And maybe they have some sales, but then they live this big life, right?
Man, you know what happened? So I used to be at Remax, right? And kind of at 19, I wanted to retire by 23.
Okay.
Right? As you can imagine, didn't happen. Right? Then it was 27. Then it was 29. And we've all been, right? I mean, it's like, at least I was failing forward.
Yeah.
Right? And what happens is not that I didn't want to do it. I wanted to. The problem is, first, I didn't even know how to make a living.
Got it.
Like, I mean, literally, if you ask my opinion, if you don't have an income, go drive Uber.
Yep.
And then do real estate sales on the side.
I agree.
Once you become good at real estate sales,
I agree.
use real estate sales to build a bloody fortune in terms of investing.
Yes.
Yeah.
The sad part is real estate agents, real estate attorneys, title people are closest to the deals.
Yep.
They just don't own any, right? It's like the guy who's got a yard full of cars and, oh, I'm not the greatest mechanic. You can't fix your own damn cars, right? And that's what unfortunately happens. And there's a reason for it, because we're so busy making a living that we forget to build a lifestyle.
You're so right about that, because sometimes I'll bring clients in and say, hey, there's a great opportunity for this, And it could be just a starting point, even young adults. Like I was saying to you before, the young adults just want the bells and whistle. I try to sell that property. I try to say, hey, you can change that carpet, you can paint, you can, maybe even just paint the cabinets or the windows. Don't worry. I maybe have somebody that I can even introduce them to because I'm in the field of doing renovations, and maybe a window guy or even a contractor, and give them opportunities for them. Some just don't want to take the opportunities, but some do come along and say, yeah, maybe I'll think about it, But as agents, as you were saying, us as agents, and we see that, why isn't that agent jumping on it? Or why isn't that person that's not doing it yet jumping on it? Like,
See, because it's an interesting field, right? It's
Yeah.
a field where you're making commissions.
yeah,
You don't have fixed income. It's hard enough to be successful, whatever that definition is, be it like in Chicago, maybe 120, 150, right? Where you can make a living, quote unquote, right? Decent living. Now it's very tough to keep making that living. It's like spinning two plates at the same time. You got to keep making a living and start investing. And for broker managers, they have a hard enough time keeping all the agents wily, deal with all those headaches. There's almost no time for them to educate, to train people to invest. And so an agent has to kind of get to a point where they're sick and tired,
yeah.
which was kind of my thing. And because I was sick and tired, man, of making phone calls, right? Of course.
Yes.
5 hours a day, 100 to, you're doing about 500 dials at the time. There was no auto dialer. And I was a listing agent, 40 to 50 listings at a time I would carry, right? And then you're cold calling FISBOs. And what happened was this: I had a lot of agents in my office, number one, number two at Remax statewide in terms of GCI, gross commission earned, doing $1.4 million. Mind you, this is in 2004, 5.
Yeah.
Right? That's a lot of money.
That's a lot.
But you look at them walk into the office, as much as I respected these people, I did not want to beat them at 60, 65. Right? Because a fear would kind of set into me during Thanksgiving. Everybody's enjoying great time with their family, and even if I go spend a couple days with my family, I'd be afraid, oh my God, I'm missing a deal.
Yeah.
I'm missing, what if this happens? What if that happens? What if I get sick? And from there to New Year's was the most miserable time for me, because supposedly I had to be excited to do this shit over again the next year. People will go out on New Year, and I've never understood this. Maybe I'm weird. What are you excited about? You're a year older. You have to do the same shit you did this year and be more excited to do it in a harder market, right? And that was the factor that I was like, something, real estate, being a real estate agent without any education, without a whole bunch, just willing to put some hard work in, you can make 2, 3, 4, 500,000, $1 million. The real estate agent as a real estate agent, you'll be rich, but you'll never be wealthy.
Absolutely, 100%. I agree with that. But the problem is that real estate agent, let's say we were making 50, 100,000, and then all of a sudden he's making 200,000, 300,000, and then his lifestyle changes.
100%.
And instead of like keeping the same lifestyle of 50, 100,000 and that extra money,
Yeah.
all
Think
I've
it
done,
was save and
save, invest, save,
Yeah,
invest.
save, invest,
And
yeah.
then all of a sudden that building maybe today breaks even and tomorrow is making you $1,000, and then the next, you know what I mean? And then also the equity is increasing.
See, that's where I think real estate agents have a unique advantage, meaning who sees the deals first?
Correct.
We do as agents. Now I don't have a license, but
Yeah.
you have access to MLS. You see the deals first. So the deals with the best equity, who's the
Yes.
best client? Your
Right.
kids are.
Yeah.
Your own kids, your own family is the best. And sometimes there's a gap, right? Like you said. And I saw this at my office. People had the jet skis, they had the latest motorcycles that in 2008, right? When the market crashed. And I used to I wouldn't even cash my commission checks. I was so scared all the time because I tried being broke one time in my life. I didn't want to try it again, right? I'm clear on this. No, it's miserable,
It's true. Yeah.
right? And it's miserable, right? And I'm not proud of this, but I remember a time in my life, right? You could go to Chinese buffet, having to save up $7, $8 and skip one day and go eat 2 night, right? And everybody's been through their own struggles, but I knew I didn't want to try that again, right? And so I had to figure out a way out of, sometimes I think you have to get sick and tired of being sick and tired. And once that happens, life kind of makes a way for you, right? If that makes any sense. And that was my situation when the market crashed 2008.
I think people are so, I don't know, I guess maybe it's here more than other countries that we're so worried about what that person has. I think people like to see the bougie, like, oh, I have this nice car, I have this, I have that. And maybe they don't have that mindset of saving, like you were saying, you know,
I
like,
think this is a new world. I think it's a Western civilization now. I don't think it's about country because I go to Italy often. And still, I feel like there's the same mindset now.
yeah,
Like here. I think everybody wants to live more flashy. Everybody wants to live the big life without putting in the work.
true.
And
I
that's,
agree.
That's the main issue. And everybody, like back in the day, my dad, let's say if he didn't have money, he didn't go to the movies. He didn't buy the new iPhone. He didn't buy the new car. You know, now everybody are able to go to the first movie that comes out, whatever show, and buy the new car and everything and live on that.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the biggest issue. I mean, good and bad, right? Because the American engine or, economy is around that. It works.
But here's what, like today especially, and there's a big difference the last 10 years, right? I think at one time I was married, my first wife, God bless her heart, nice person.
Yeah.
Probably, in every relationship, every person we meet, they teach you something.
Of course.
And she said something that I will never forget. And even today I have to remind myself, she says, something, you're okay who you are. People like you just the way you are. And here's why she said that. It hurt me very much when she said it. But one of the best things she ever said to me, she's like, because I was insecure. I used to bullshit people.
Yeah.
I used to bullshit people, meaning nice way. I used to lie to people.
Yeah.
Right? Why? Because I was so insecure.
Yeah.
Right? I wanted to fit in.
Yeah.
Right? And I wanted to be somebody I thought I was not. And what I didn't realize is that if you're my friend and I'm BSing you, sooner or later, you're going to know my truth.
Yep.
And then you're not going to think less of me because I may not be where I want to go, but you'll think less of me because I'm insulting your intelligence.
Yeah.
Right? And that today's social media has taken that to the next 100th level.
It's not even knowing the truth, right? I think it's also, you can't even remember what your truth was, what you were saying, because you kind of get messed up in your own head. Were you honest when you said that, or did you start to believe yourself, basically?
Exactly.
So it's always good to be honest.
I meet a lot of people, like, you do too. And you, like, right now, like, I'm impressed. Like, you're the same person I've been following online.
Yeah.
Your podcast, everything, you're exactly the same person. But I meet a lot of people, sometimes they're one way online. It's like a whole show. It's a whole script. And then you meet him in person and the guy's like, is shy, can't even talk. Like, I'm like, it's weird. I'm like, wait,
No, man. I mean, it's like you have to be at some point okay. Start being okay in your own skin.
To be
right, and just say, hey, listen, I have what I have. And one lesson that I did learn, which I feel is important, and that is, listen, man, I want to get here. I'm not there yet, but hey, I'm on my journey, and people respect that. Right? People respect that. Like, I mean, I happen to love airplanes, right? And rather than going BSing somebody, oh, I have this, which may be a rented or chartered, the day you learn to admire somebody who has done better than you, appreciate what they've achieved and learn from them. And I think with real estate offices, this is the biggest issue.
Yes.
For an agent to go, hey, maybe I don't know something.
Yeah.
Can I learn from you? Maybe I can contribute in my own way. And I think the day that shift happens, boom, we start to grow. So, and I think that was and that's taken me even today, it's hard, right? But now I realize that take pride in who you are, because then if you ask somebody, hey, how did you get here? People actually want to help you, right? Most people are generous with what they know, especially people who are high achievers, right? And so that was kind of the shift in 2008 for me, that unfortunately I made a mistake, which is I was a good real estate agent. When the market was falling, I quit selling real estate. That was my biggest mistake.
You did?
And, I mean, stupid, right? I always tell agents, please, you have a gold mine. You have a lottery ticket. Don't quit cashing it in.
Yes.
I thought, and this is the foolishness, I'm going to be Mr. Flipper, right? Oh, who's going to work for 2, 3, 4, 5% when you can own the other 95%? It's complete bullshit, right? You can make more money as a real estate agent, right? And then gradually do something on the side. It's like no different. You have a job, 9 to 5, go drive Uber for 3 hours, and then take that money put that money aside, live on the money you have. I mean, I'm just, giving example. Now what you have is you're not an Uber driver. Guess what you are? The people are, oh, he's an accountant, he's driving Uber. Okay. For who? You're doing it for your family because now in 2, 3, 4 years, you will not have to do that damn job.
Yes.
Because you're building on the side, if that makes any sense.
Oh yeah, I was in the food service business, so I know. I was doing that full time, and then I started real estate part time. I'm like, it's gonna be something that I'm gonna fall back on doing real estate. So I did a couple of deals, 1 or 2 a year, just family, friends, people that referred me. Yeah. And then I went real estate full time 2 years after my son was born because
actually everything,
because
sorry to interrupt you. Everything.
Yeah.
You start as a side gig, right?
Yeah, side.
Or even that's why even today realtors out there, unless they're they're like, oh, I don't know about investment. Listen, do your job.
Yeah.
Do not quit.
Yeah, don't quit.
Do your realtor job, and then little by little, side, buy the little condo, do some investment.
Yes.
You don't have to go all in right away. No. Even if you have a flip, you could do it on the side.
100%. And the best opportunity, us as agents, I wish I knew this today. It seems so simple. At the time, man, so many deals. I didn't have the confidence in me.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But I knew how to find a deal. I could do an ARV after a pair value.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I knew how to get some of the rehab done. Right. I was in real estate. What if I just basically made a deal with one of my clients? Right. Yeah. Where, hey, dude, how about you buy the property in your name? We're a partner. I don't have to pay any interest. They're paying for rehab. I'll do the work. Right. And let's split it. There's such a great opportunity for agents. And a lot of times, because we've never been taught that, we don't give ourselves the credit in terms of understanding what a great opportunity we have. I mean, to me, the biggest gold mine that we have is we are in front of deals all the time. And we're in front of people that are desperate to come into real estate, right? 27% of all properties today are being bought by investors. If an agent came to them and say, hey, how about I find the deals, right? I'm going to sell the deals and we split the profits. You can make more money than the damn investor.
That's true. That's true. So you've been doing a lot of stuff because I know talking about like deals and, partner up, like, is that one of your big things to partner up with?
That's how I started. Okay. I kind of started. So I took a 20,000 home equity line.
Okay.
On a townhouse I had in Bartlett. And I bought my first flip for people who are kind of familiar with the geography of Chicagoland in Hoffman Estates.
Okay.
Right. In parcel C. So old ranch.
Yes.
3-bedroom, 1-bath ranch. And I kind of, had the work done 6 o'clock to 12 o'clock shift because quote unquote, I didn't pull the permit. I didn't know what I was doing. There's just truth. Right. Yeah. And got through one, made 20,000. Yeah. Didn't charge a single commission. Yeah. But then I was like, okay, I made this work. Right. I mean, then I literally took so I had 20 that I had gotten a home equity. Friend of mine, the successful guy, he had put in 20.
Nice.
Then I added the profit. Now I have 60.
Okay.
I split it in 2. Now I could do 2 deals at the same time.
Got it.
Then took that profit, split it in, right? I mean, that's all I knew.
Yeah.
The first 129 transactions I did.
Wow.
All the profit, half of that profit, net profit, I gave it to my business partner.
Wow.
His 60,000 investment turned into a $2.3 million investment. Wow. Right? Now, a lot of people are like, well, didn't you think he benefited? No. Who has more real estate today?
Yeah.
I do. Right? Because of his belief in me. He's like, man, yeah, if you want to do something, let me know, I'll put in. And I borrowed his quote unquote, because I believed in him because he was quote unquote Mr. Successful.
Yeah.
Right? That if he thinks I have an idea,
you follow it.
Then maybe I'm like, maybe I do have an idea. Right? And I took that as a way of helping me build confidence.
Yeah.
Right? And that in 2008 till 2010, I did about 100 flips.
Got it.
First year 10, then 30, then 60. And I realized I had jumped off one treadmill, which was my real estate agent treadmill, which made more money, by the way, to a flipping treadmill, which was more pain in the ass, made less net profit.
A lot of stuff to do. Yeah.
And then I realized what I needed was a bunch of rental properties that were paid off.
Yep. Makes sense.
And so that was kind of transition. And since 2011 till today, I've continued to obviously do flips, but that portfolio of rentals in the suburbs of Chicago has grown to about 336 or so rental properties.
We can say that didn't come easy, right? Obviously, it didn't
It's a
come
journey
easy,
from 2008 till
right?
2025. as
One
we
of the
record
things
this.
that was difficult for me during the process of renovating, which we were talking about earlier, was contractors, was getting into situations with, plumbers, electricians, city inspectors. Those are the hard things about, and actually also being a woman, I have to say it's hard working with men that are in this field. So how did you meet? Who do you work with? Who are your contractors? How do you put your team together?
So the most difficult thing is that number one, that DIY doesn't work, meaning do it all yourself.
Yeah.
So you're the contractor, meaning you're the general contractor where you're directing things, and you're going to hire one person that's going to be jack of all trades, meaning they're going to do the cleanouts, they're going to do drywall, they're going to do framing repairs, they're going to do that kind of stuff. The people that are easier to hire is the guy who will come in, put in windows, the guy who will come in, do the plumbing, electrical, because generally they're professionals, right? They're in and out 1 day, 2 days, boom, get it done. Most people are afraid of, oh my God, the roofer, how am I going to find it? Plumber, electrician. But what you realize, the harder people are to find is that one crew of a couple people, right, that can do multiple things like drywall, painting, maybe spraying the outside, maybe
Little stuff.
little stuff. That
Flooring.
flooring. When people get ripped off, 99% times it's by that crew. Because every 3-4 months, 6 months, we're laughing about that, they seem to have a problem.
Yeah.
And they seem to disappear. They're the best thing to
Yes.
slice bread. And then 6 months later, boom. And you're like, what happened?
It took me
just
so
when I
long.
started trusting somebody.
Yes.
Right? And we have to understand that as investors, number one, we're looking for the people who'll do the work for the least amount of money.
Of course.
Right? So the good contractors, honest people, right? They are busy as heck.
Yes.
They're going to demand a market price.
Yes.
We want the cheapest and
Yes.
we want everything done.
Yes.
And the two don't go together,
Yeah.
unfortunately. And that's the real dance is being able to find those people. But I mean, a lot of times if you develop people, meaning somebody who's a handyman, that becomes a part of your kind of crew.
Yeah.
And sometimes you find good people, but once you find them, you got to learn the art of being able to fight with them, yet keep them for the long term.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like a sweet and sour. In the
Yes.
same time.
100%,
Exactly.
100%.
Yeah, because I had like an example. I had my client, and all of a sudden became a handyman, and then all of a sudden like they're managing all my properties. But there's always stuff like that happens in the middle, and you got to keep it where you still have a cost, you still have expenses, but you don't want them to leave either.
I found a way to get them a case of beer. Always works. I got a case of beer. It's coming, and they're there.
I think it's besides case of beer. I think it's money too.
And that's it.
I think you gotta pay money.
Well, the initial to get them there to actually bid the job is getting the case of beer, but not to do the work.
I got it.
Something interesting sometimes happens, in your life. I kind of read an article in Realtor magazine. Some of the agents may relate. This guy by the name of Mike Ferry. And at the time it said #1 guru real estate kind of thing. I'm like, I want to be #1.
Mike Ferry?
Yeah.
Mike Ferry.
Tom Ferry.
Tom Ferry's
Dad.
dad, right? The original.
The original.
The original guy.
And so I
Pushy
make
guy.
my way. Yeah. Oh yeah. Very, very
Different kind of sales tactic.
different. And at the time he was,
Yeah.
but it was interesting. I get to Pittsburgh.
Okay.
And I remember some big fancy hotel. I clearly couldn't afford it to stay there. And so I had a couple of suits and 3 white shirts. And I parked my car way the heck over there. It was a beat up Mustang. So every agent shows up looking all, hot to trot. And here I am. Something interesting happened it's a big conference. I owed still like $200 or something. And my credit cards wouldn't go.
Oh.
Right? And there's a line behind me of people. You want to cry. Like, I mean, you're like,
Yes.
you're sweating, you're embarrassed at a low point in your life, right? And the lady's like, oh, no, sometimes it happens, blah, blah, blah. And of course, I mean, I know what the truth is, that why the credit cards aren't going through, because I have no more left on the damn credit cards.
Yes.
Right? It's not because there's a problem, right? But you're embarrassed.
You're broke.
Right? You're broke, right? The lady, I'll never forget her, Kathy, kind of comes up. I mean, I felt like lower than dirt, right? And she's like, Mike said you could sit up in the front row. I'm like, And I literally wanted to cry. Like I mean, till
Wow.
today, when I think about that, it makes me feel a certain way.
Can I ask you a question? How did you get that broke?
Man, I was
I
like
know we all
19.
been broke,
No,
right?
I was
I've
like,
been broke, but-
I was 19, 20 years old.
Yeah.
Right. My parents lived in India.
Okay.
And
Oh, you
I
lived in
quit
India.
school, right? I quit college. They don't know this,
Got it.
mind you. They'd call me half the time. I wouldn't pick up the phone,
So you playing a fake,
right?
Were you-
Yeah, of course. I mean,
Okay.
I mean, they could have a picture of me,
Okay.
right? Mr. Pretending to be
Yeah.
successful.
Because Indian family are really strict with
No.
making
My-
sure.
And,
And
he didn't want to disappoint them.
No, I didn't want
because
my.
that's not.
Listen, dude, my dad was an orthopedic surgeon.
Yeah.
Right. He did extremely well.
Oh my God, yeah.
My mom was an OB/GYN gynecologist.
Oh, that's-
right. And here's the idiot kid
They're high
that
end,
quits
yeah.
college.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to tell them because I felt that I was letting them down. Right. And I wouldn't pick up the phone half the time. I would just BS them. I mean, that was the truth. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to show them. Right. And, you go through your
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
kind of thing. So
Absolutely.
it's interesting though. I mean, I remember sitting in that room, being around these agents making 100, 200, 300. I'm like,
Wow.
I didn't even know how many zeros there were.
Yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it gave me hope that all the magazines I used to look at, like
Yeah.
Rob Reports and all these quote unquote Mr. Successful
It
magazines.
motivated you?
Right. Man, it was like, if it's possible for them, because I'll never forget this. There was a lady sitting next to me, and she was completely bald. Right. Now, obviously, she's not that old.
Yeah.
Why is she bald?
Something going
She had cancer, she had chemo or something going on, right? And this is the second time I go back. I'll never forget this. I did 35, 40 units.
Okay.
So I
Pretty
knew
good.
the part was coming
Yeah.
where they're going to ask you, what was your production last year? Right.
Right.
And I was like, man, I can't wait.
You're proud.
I'm like, dude, I'm just going to put these people to shame.
Yeah.
Right. And they're going, and she and her assistant sitting next to her. Right. And I'm like, I'm going to show them. Right.
Yeah.
And she's like, so young man, how was your last year? Oh yeah. Last year I sold them, whatever it was, I doubled it. Right? I mean,
Yeah,
full
I
of
get
shit,
it.
might as well make it up. Right? I mean, I'm thinking like, man, I'm some hot stuff, 50,
Yeah.
60 units. I'm like, yeah, I didn't even call it unit. I mean, I'm like,
Whatever.
not houses, units.
Units.
I'm somebody.
Yeah.
Right? She looks at her assistant. Yeah, we had kind of a bad year yesterday. I was dealing with some health struggles, which was obvious. Obviously, you could look at her. And she's like, I'm like, oh yeah, what did you guys do? Like 326. Dude, I wanted to jump off a bridge,
Yeah.
right? Here's this woman, right? She's struggling for her life.
Yeah.
And she's saying, I had a bad year at 326. I mean, what it did was it opened up my mind that what is possible out there, right? And how small you are when you really get around people who are achieving, who are really doing something, right? How small you are. And it kind of made things that, oh my God, maybe one day I may not get there, but if I get there after that shit, I mean, I would be on top of the world, right?
But I think everybody could get there. Like everybody is afraid, right?
Right,
They stay in they stay in their bubble, and all of a sudden, let's say, I don't know, and nothing wrong.
Sure.
With let's say a jewel, right?
absolutely.
But they work there, they get used to it, and they never think outside the box, right? Or they have fear. They think the other person's better than them. When they could do some self-learning, go do some training.
Yeah.
But you know what the funny thing is that the day you admit it, oh my God, right, Miss Sherry, you're in real estate. I'm scared. I don't know where to start. See, 99.9% of people, they'll be like, oh, don't worry about it. I started the same as you.
Yeah.
Right? And guess what happens? Our own fears stop us. It happens to me all the
100%.
time.
It's true.
Right?
Yes.
That it stops us. But what else are you going to say to somebody who's just starting? Hey, dude, I started, if you just knew. So to kind of go back, that was, it's one of those things, that kind gesture I have never forgotten, because it was like, oh my God, it's possible. And that if I did cold calling and if I paid my price one day, right, I could be somewhere. That was basically what it was, right? And that I kind of moved to Atlanta, which I thought was a bigger place. I wanted to go to New York. I just didn't have the guts.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to move to Atlanta. Then from there, I'm going to make my way to the big city. Right.
You
And
didn't
it
know
was like,
nobody in-
no, it's like an immigrant dream, man. I
Okay.
mean, I had a thick Indian accent, and I'm
Okay.
trying to fit in, be cool. Right. And I get to Atlanta, do a couple jobs, selling real estate, because that's all I know what to do.
Okay.
Right. And I started doing pretty well. Right. I was selling a good amount of houses, nice part of town, and I buy a gas station. Right. And it wasn't me buying it. I kind of had another Indian guy I met. He owned a couple of them. And I'm like, hey, dude, how do you buy a gas station? Right. He's like, well, if you find the right foot traffic, location with the right foot traffic, and you get it under contract, I will put up the money.
Oh,
And I'm like, go put up the money? Right? I'm thinking in my mind, gas station costs millions of dollars, blah, 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 blah. I didn't understand the business at the time. Right. And so that's the first time I read a book, No Money Down, one of those books about real estate. And I had no idea what a land lease was. And I ended up in a land contract.
Yeah.
I ended up finding a piece of property, about a 4.5 acre parcel, which is a big parcel, in south side of Atlanta, area called Hapeville, and nobody was using it. Right?
So it wasn't established? The gas station wasn't
No. It was just raw land.
Oh.
But the only ingress was on either side of that piece of property. Now, not knowing it at the time, I'm just like doing homework about where at the time you made a lot of money with cigarette sales. You made a lot of money with lottery sales. That's where the main money was.
And liquor.
Right? Liquor, well, there's a different story behind liquor over there. You couldn't sell hard liquor. You could only sell wine and beer in that particular, in Atlanta at the time. I don't know how it is now. And I find this, and we literally go and build a gas station.
Wow.
Now, and at the time, I mean, I was doing well by my standards, right? It's not, I didn't have the kind of money to be able to put down a down payment or anything. So I mortgaged my credit card. I mean, whatever I could do, right? To be able to come up with my part of the down payment or whatever. And I made a mistake, which is that I never incorporated. So I never put it in a subchapter S Corp or a LLC or anything. So I was the partner, 49% partner, because the 51% partner had to sign the documents in terms of, and it was in my name.
In your name.
individual.
And so at age 22, a month, I'm depositing about 23,000 net a month, right?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Man, now I'm calling my parents, dude. I told you, I'm going to kill it one day, right? I mean, I'm full of myself, like no tomorrow.
You feeling
right?
rich?
Yeah, dude. I mean, you can tell me no wrong.
Yeah.
Right? It's just that stupidity and money don't go together, right? And sometimes, as you get, what is experience? Experience is something you learn when it's too late.
Yeah.
And for me, it was a call at about 3:00 in the morning from a cop, APD cop, Atlanta PD cop, Sergeant Ebb. Hey, you need to kind of come to the gas station. I'm not used to getting calls 3:00 from a cop. That's not my business practice, right? And it gets your attention. And to make it long story short, somebody had driven into the gas station.
Wow.
After we had sold them beer. We were supposed to sell them beer, and somebody at the gas station sold them liquor, which we were not allowed to sell because that's not the license they sell you at the gas station. I get sued. And when I get sued individually, and the person gets sued as a business.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So my $22,000 goes down to $22 a month, basically. Because again, in my wisdom, at 22, 23 years old, I quit selling real estate. What got me there was damn selling real estate and those stupid phone calls I used to make.
Yep.
Right? Because that's what gave me the ability to meet people, to have the income, to be able to somehow put the money together. And so I moved to Chicago in 2002. And I went back. I was a server at Chula Steakhouse out in Itasca. And I was at Coldwell Banker selling real estate. And the agents there used to think I was out of my mind because I would do cold calls and they would take floor time, right? And I had tried being broke, sleeping at the back of my car. I bought a quote unquote 2-3 Jaguars, right? Because I'm like, hey man, at the time that was like the fancy car to buy.
Yeah.
When you have bucket seats in the back seat, right? It's kind of hard to sleep in the car. Somebody should try it, you'll know, right? And when the cop knocks on the car because they think you're drunk or they think because you stole the car,
So you're sleeping.
right? And they shine a light,
It's embarrassing.
it's kind of one of those things. Somebody said, the broke years, the good times you keep in your pocket. The bad times you keep in your heart.
Yes.
Right. But that kind of brought me to Chicago, and only skill set I had was selling real estate. And I fell back in it. Right. And from 2002 to 2008, I was selling real estate. That's all I knew what to do. Always wanting to invest, not knowing how. And that's the first time when the market turned in 2008. January 14th is when I bought my first flip, right? And then obviously today the rest is history, right? But that was kind of the start of the investing journey was 2008.
But it's kind of like on all your stories, you always exit being a realtor though.
Man, because unfortunately,
but even now, you're not a
the
realtor.
thing I wanted to run away from, right, all the time, because I was the guy who always thought the grass was greener on the other side. Right? I mean, it's the biggest lesson I've learned is that every time I tried to run away from real estate, I mean, a few years ago, we built a huge cigar store.
Nice.
Right? He's like, oh yeah, we're gonna have a big cigar lounge. Dude,
New Rocky Patel.
I'm sorry. Yeah, no, dude, again.
You know, right?
You know, I mean, it's like, again, you know, and I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna have this cash flow from here to there. Lost like $300,000-400,000.
Wow.
In Tinley Park, we built this big ass store, right? The funny thing is now at least I have it to lose.
Yeah.
Right.
Of course.
I mean, so it was like, okay, stupidity. But what I realized was every time I would want to quit, real estate would keep calling me
back.
Right? Because, and that's why today I say to agents that use your damn license and build a bloody fortune. Because if you take care of real estate for the first 5 years, real estate will take care of you for the rest of your life.
Talking about that, how should they start? Like what should do, like there's an agent, let's say he sells 20 deals a year, you know, is making maybe, 100 something.
Easiest way.
What should be the first property you should buy?
Number
what
one,
should he do?
Look at where you live, where your office is.
Okay.
Right? Number one. Figure out ABC area. Simple way to identify.
Okay.
Right? If it's nice malls, nice stuff, expensive restaurants, it's an A area. Right? Good schools, that kind of thing. Right? Forget about the area. Don't go there. Unless you have a lot of money.
There's no money there.
It's harder market to penetrate.
I mean, there's money, but for people that have money and want to park money.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, and it's a harder market to penetrate. Like, I mean, if I look at your market, you look at Elmwood Park, you're not going to come and compete with me in Elmwood Park. I will kill you. Right?
Of course.
Meaning you don't understand the business yet. But look at B and C markets. A little bit bread and butter, right? And right next to it. And then in that, you want to look for the areas that have movement. And I would do simply this. Go to the MLS or go to Zillow, pull up last 6 months sold, right? And not like, so the price range, let's say, is from 200 to 600. Forget about 600. Come down 20%, right? And start looking at what is selling that is been redone.
Okay.
Look at those properties, just write the list down, like addresses, and then look at what did they buy it for.
Okay.
And look at the delta. What you need is you need to start understanding, if it's a restaurant business, what are the margins that I can make? And it's a simple formula. So let's say the back end value of a property completely fixed up is 400,000. Take 70% minus rehab.
Okay.
So 400,000 will be 280, will be 70% minus rehab. Let's just say 80,000 rehab, right? Who bought a property in Elmwood Park? What is the company? And today it's so easy because it's public data.
Yeah, there's so much information.
It's so much, right? And go drive by. You don't even have to get out of the car. Go drive by. Look at the block. Okay, look at why it is.
See what's going on.
See what's going on. Is this a frame? Is this a brick?
Okay.
Right? And now what happens is, it's like, how do you know prices as an agent?
Okay.
You have a mental library. Right? Like, and this is exactly what I did as an agent.
Okay.
I literally went through in half an estate when I started. 50 houses that were sold. 50 houses that are under contract. 50 houses that are on the market. Just drive by. And boom. You start identifying, oh my God, this is a good deal. And that's the place I would start. And number two, client that you may have, don't ask them for money, because I was very afraid of asking for money. What if somebody turns me down? My life would be over, right? What you do is you say, hey, listen, this is what I'm thinking about doing. And think about, you tell a friend, dude, we're going to go out party. Well, you're not going to say, you don't ask. You say, dude, we're going to do it.
You're excited.
Right? You're excited. You're genuine.
Energized.
You don't want anything from them. But when you're excited, man, I'm going to go. Let me check with my wife, or let me go. I'm going to find an excuse to go. That's exactly what you do. It's like, and what you find is a couple of people, they'll say, hey, if you do it, man, let me know. And you don't have to sell them anything. Just take them with you to look at properties.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? Automatically, people who have a little bit of a light on, they'll go, oh my God, maybe I'm going to be interested.
Yeah.
And so get them in with you, not by asking them, because that's a yes or no question, but by making them a part. If they participate, great.
Yeah.
If they don't, you never got rejected, right? Because my biggest issue used to be is that maybe it was my self-esteem, whatever it was, I hated rejection.
I got it.
I hate it.
Yeah. It makes sense.
I'm working on a contractor right now to work with me, so we'll see if that works out.
Yeah.
I think it's somebody that maybe could work with you and not charge so high, when they're doing the work, but actually maybe get something in return as well, because I think that, and he's in. So we'll
course,
see.
I
We just got to find the properties.
Yeah, I advise to get everything in writing.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
100%.
Or
100%.
LLCs when you buy the properties.
Yeah, but even
100%.
even little agreement between you two.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What
Yes.
these are, what you put in the deal, what you,
Absolutely.
100%.
because people change relationship
yeah.
with money.
And
Correct.
Yes.
100.
Agreed.
The people that I have ever had a problem with
Yeah.
are never the people that are on the outside. It's always the people that you trust
Exactly.
the most.
I agree.
Always.
I agree.
So,
So that's the way to, sorry to interrupt you. That's the way
okay.
to get them inside, let's say, this investment world, right? Flipping. What about they don't want to flip? Maybe they want to just go into the rental market. Like you're successful on your rental market. And of course, you got into the rental market probably by making money with the flips, and then you threw money in, right?
Kind of. So I used a 2-1 formula. Two flips, one rental. Two flips, one rental.
That's
That
cool.
was kind of what I did.
Yeah.
Right? And I built, but the problem is this. I didn't want to use the money from the flips
Okay.
to tie it up into a rental property.
Okay.
Because it's not like I had a lot of money, right? I'm like, I'm kind of robbing Peter to pay Paul, both pockets. Kind of,
yeah.
right? And so what I did was basically that I would buy a property well below market, distressed, right? And so I'm buying the property 70% of value minus rehab.
Okay.
So I would fix up the property.
Yeah.
I would use my kind of working money to pay interest to all that kind of stuff.
Course.
And then I would refinance it. And I'd pay
pull out.
pull out so that now I still have 20, 25, 30% equity.
Yeah.
The property still cash flows, right? And the cash flow money, I would basically do 5 of those. So in 5 properties, I have $2,500 and start attacking property number 1. So I get it paid off.
I got it. The thing is that, don't get me wrong. I love what you're saying, but you're more advanced, right? I feel like the common realtor, because that's why realtors sometimes don't invest at all. Because they're like, oh my God, this is too complicated. It's too much headaches. What about like a regular guy that just makes, he saves up 20, 30 grand a year and he wants to get into a rental property? Do you advise that?
But 100%.
Should he buy a property randomly?
No, 100%. Do it with a partner. If you look at my properties, my 162 properties, the first ones, I own with Rahul.
Okay.
Right? We've had a partnership since 2011 till today.
Nice.
Right? He was an engineer at Caterpillar. He made way less than I did.
Okay.
But he had a W-2 job.
Got
He
it.
was very good saver. Always
So it'll
get
help you to get approved.
100%. And whenever you
use
pick
each other.
whenever you pick partners, never pick somebody more exciting than you.
Yes. Got
Always pick boring people
Got it.
that drive a Honda, Hyundai, Taurus, whatever. I mean, some sort of Toyota, right?
Yeah, my partner here drives a 20 years old car. So.
Why? Because they are
He's the
not
conservative guy.
they're not going to do anything exciting.
yeah, I
excited
think
one,
it's
yeah.
better to have
It's so true.
Yeah, it's like better to have the silent because you want to be kind of in
You
control.
want
if you have-
steady,
Yes.
long-term
Yes.
people,
Yes.
and that's it.
He's your
Correct.
base.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's your base.
Yep.
Right? And that is what, and I've always felt that has
I agree
paid
with
me. Again, I mean, same thing. Rahul made millions because of it, but guess who had a bigger need? Me.
Yeah.
So you use that, and that's the cool part about being a real estate agent is, man, you can make commissions on each one
100%.
transaction.
Yeah.
Right? You can learn, you can get better at your skill set, and eventually maybe do a 60-40 split.
Yeah.
Eventually do a 70-30 split.
Yeah.
And then
So what do
You're
you
good to
do
go.
as far as like when they do find the property and they're splitting the money, whatever the case may be, or the partner is putting in the money? Is it a loan? Is it a
it is a loan to the
hard money
partnership.
lending? What are you? What
No,
are
it's
you
a loan to
using?
the partnership, right? So let's just
What
say
lender are you using?
you find, see, there are 4 things you need in real estate. Number 1 is a deal, right? Number 2 is somebody to get the rehab done,
Correct.
right? Number 3 is money, and you need somebody on the sales side. So the 3 of them cost no money. They cost time. They cost expertise, which a real estate agent has.
Yeah.
And the hardest thing, whenever it used to drive me nuts when people say, "Oh, when you're ready, money will show up." I'm like, this is bullshit, right? I mean, no. I mean, it's something you hear all the time.
Yeah.
It's not that necessarily money shows up. It's that you realize that people who have money seeks returns.
Yeah.
This is a basic value thing, right? Money always seeks the highest delta, right? And when you realize that you are the one that's helping somebody else make money, right? I mean, think about this. I'm happy to do a deal with, not today, I'm not going to do it. It's not worth my time. But at one time, I was happy to do a deal with people where, man, even if I didn't want it to break even, I wanted to make money.
Yeah.
Why? Because otherwise I failed in my own mind. But worst case scenario, you don't make a lot of money. You make $10,000-15,000. Did you fail? No,
Yeah, you're like-
you failed forward.
Yeah,
Next time the goal should be about 25 to 30. Next time the goal should be a little bit forward, because
That's extra 5,000-10,000 you didn't have yesterday.
exactly.
Yes,
You have
exactly.
today.
Exactly.
That's it.
Smaller
That's how you got to
amount.
think about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
How hard do you work
Yeah.
with some clients to earn $5,000-8,000?
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
You won't do it for yourself?
Yeah. But a lot of things out there's mindset though.
Yes.
A lot of people, they need to get, away from their ways and think a little bit outside the box and, and be a little bit more relaxed too. If
Man,
you're over,
that, and a lot of times if you're scared, and this is the biggest thing, it's good to be skeptical.
yes.
It's not good to be cynical. Right? These are two different things.
I like that, yeah.
Skeptic is, hey,
Yeah,
is that really the truth?
You have doubts, but
Right? You go and verify. The
Yeah.
beauty about real estate is there's no bullshit.
No.
Because you can look up every single transaction. Right? The cynic is that guy, that's not possible. Oh my God, nobody can succeed. Oh my God. Right? And there's some people, and it's like, if you're that cynical,
Yeah.
you don't need a seminar, you don't need motivation, you need God.
you need,
Right? I mean, no, I mean,
You need help.
I mean, no. And the reason here's why I say that you have no brain. Because
Yeah.
if you always think,
you're upset with life.
no, I mean, just find a tall bridge and jump. Because if tomorrow can never be good,
Yeah.
right? Why am I alive? Right? See, there has to be hope.
I
There
tell my
has to
son
be-
that.
if
I
a-
tell my
Think
son
back
that.
about the tall bridge,
No,
just in case somebody jumps.
Somebody gets crazy ideas. You guys get my point, right?
Tall bridge.
I have a 10-year-old and I tell him the same thing. I'm like, there's always a way. There's always a way. We'll figure it out. There's always a way.
100%. 100%. But
And we have to live on hope, because you
have to.
You have to think about, hey man, tomorrow hopefully will be a little bit
So
better.
talking about that, because there's a lot of agents out there, maybe talk with their parents or something. They're like, oh my God, real estate, yeah, it's good, but it could crash. It could crash.
Sure.
And now there's this person in office and that person, right? So what about does crash? Like,
Okay,
I
let's
know a
talk
lot of
about that.
experience where it did crash, and a lot of clients, all they had to do is stay still, like not do nothing, and just keep the property. The property's worth more now than,
So
2009.
here's the basis of real estate.
Yeah.
Think about people who never went through a 2002 crash. I'll give you a strategy, right? Number one, if you're buying something at a retail value,
Okay.
the price drops by 5%, you're done, right?
Okay.
Now think about what properties crashed. What values did properties crash when they did crash? Not a foreclosure, but a property that's fully occupied. Let's say you bought it for 300.
Okay.
It crashed 20%. What's 20% of 300?
660.
60,000.
Yeah.
It went down to 240.
240. Yeah.
Right? And that's the key. It's not what the market is doing, it's what you're buying properties for.
Yeah.
So like today, we're high as ever we've been. But what is my basis in the property? I don't own a single property where my basis is not 30% below market, 40% below market.
I got it.
See, we are not in the retail business.
Yeah.
When you're investing, what does investing mean? I'm buying something that is worth $100 for 30 and 40. Then I'm putting money into it to make it worth $100, right? That's where people will say, well, real estate went sideways. No. Real estate didn't go sideways. You did not understand investing.
Yes.
Right? It's not, investing in real estate is not an accident. It's not a gamble. It is a calculated risk. Like at the time, people were buying, you take a place like Berwyn, right? I bought properties in Berwyn that if you look at the old mortgages on them, where they were somewhere around 400, 450.
Correct.
Man, they didn't cash flow at those numbers.
No.
People were putting money out of pocket saying, oh, it's going to go to 600 and I'm going to sell it.
Because you're hoping in equity.
Exactly.
And they're negative amortization, this and that, because of this equity.
Exactly. And so, I bought those buildings back at 120.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
know.
in economy, you go through the spin cycle.
Yeah.
The thing is, are you being spinned or are you doing the spinning?
Yeah. Exactly. I completely agree. It's a system. You have to know to play the system to a level.
And you have to understand business. See, problem what happens is a lot of times people will go buy, it's like you go buy a car.
Yeah.
Like people are, oh, well, you buy a new car, you're going to lose money. Of course.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, where does the dealer make more money? Used car or new car? Right? New car is
Used
service. Used car.
Used
every
car.
time.
That's where the money
Why?
is.
Because they're buying it at a discount.
Yes.
Right? And that's the part of it, unfortunately, because most agents are 99% retail agents.
Yeah.
They're great at retail. They don't understand a market exists, which is the wholesale market.
But also in these days, this past 5 years with COVID and how the government been pumping the economy, even if they would have bought it at retail, they would have been fine.
Double their money.
Right?
Sure.
Even in retail.
It's crazy.
It's
crazy.
So I don't know. The moral story is like, do your homework.
You got to understand and you got to study the market.
Yeah.
Right? Investing is all about studying, and it's much more science, like meaning what was the market doing? What was the property sold for? Right? It's literally you can sit in front of a computer and drive around neighborhoods and really start getting a feel for, if you're a real estate agent and you're selling houses, let's just say in Elmwood Park, and you do not realize last year in Elmwood Park, right, there were 32 houses that sold. I know, guess how? Because we do flips in Elmwood Park. That sold anywhere between 180 to 230, and that were bungalows. And none of them were on the MLS.
Crazy.
Back end value is 460 to 500. I had 6 of them.
Wow.
Right? And if you don't understand the market like the back of your hand, like some people, Andrew, that's work. And no shit. Show me something in life you can do. You get rich overnight. That's moral, legal, and ethical.
Nothing.
Right? There's no such thing. If you find a get rich quick, moral, legal, and ethical, please.
Yeah.
There's no such thing about making money on every house. There's no such thing. Right? Anybody who says, oh, I've owned all businesses, I've never hit. Warren Buffett is probably the greatest investor of all times.
Yep.
The company that was bought called Berkshire Hathaway, which is the most profitable or like the biggest company in the world today, right, was a failure in itself. It was a cotton mill, right? Yet other businesses were built because of it. So it's gonna be like to me, it's about a 90-10 ratio. 90% times you should be succeeding.
But you learn for the failures too.
As long as you don't lose your shirt.
Yes.
Right? The biggest issue is, I am not a guy who likes to take risk. I do not like risk.
It's like you said in the crash. You were buying these properties, but you're buying if you cash flow a little bit. You were not going negative.
If I'm buying them at 10 cents on the dollar, 20 cents on the dollar, right, you don't lose.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're buying it in a crash, what happens? Your delta, meaning profit margin, goes up.
Yeah.
Why? Because the distressed properties sell for a huge discount compared to the retail market. And that's where people are like, well, what if the market goes south? Actually, if you understand investing, you'll buy with deeper discounts.
You'll buy even better. I know.
What about
if you have a retail property and you can rent it out and survive that
that's fine.
time, why not?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with
there's nothing wrong with that either.
What about on your flip? Once you do decide that you're sell it, what are you doing with your money? Are you paying your capital gains off, or
You have to.
Are you doing your 1031 exchange?
No. You can't do a 1031 on a flip.
No.
Because you have to hold it for more than a year as a rental.
Right.
Yeah.
To do a 1031 exchange. So on a flip, you're going to have to basically pay taxes. But here's the good part. As a real estate agent, you are a full-time real estate professional.
Yes.
You get the highest amount of depreciation.
Yes.
So if you are making a lot of income as an agent or even flips, and you have rental properties, you can write off the whole thing.
Yes.
Because where is your income coming from? Your income is coming from the practice of real estate, and the more rentals you own, the less taxes you're going to pay. So if you own 100,000 let's say you make 100,000 in income, right? And you have 100,000 in revenue or a bunch of properties, 10, 15 properties, that gets depreciated out. So you're paying tax on $20,000, right? And that's the beauty of real estate.
I love Andrew passionate about real estate and real estate agents. Like,
No, man, I mean,
you should be like the advocate.
to me, real estate
and they
agents,
are, you know.
yeah, real estate agents have the biggest opportunity.
It's so true,
Right?
And
They
the
have to-
easy way to get into business, like think about restaurants. You need capital,
Yes.
any kind of business. In real estate, you get in, you go do a course, and you're in the business. All you got to do is work. If you work and you're willing to outwork everybody, you could make money,
Yes.
even without knowing shit.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's just people who, and nowadays you see, I mean, it's interesting when people are going to hit me for saying this.
It's okay.
But a lot of young agents who understand a little bit social media, something like what we're doing,
Yes.
right, are eating the lunch
I know.
of people who have been great agents in the industry. And this is a trend which is only speeding up.
Why you think
Because
I'm in
they're-
social media? Because I'm not getting eaten.
No, man. I mean, but it's a he who gets the eyeball,
I know.
it gets the business. It's really that
It's
simple.
it's the truth. It's where the attention is.
It's sad, but it's
That's
the
it.
truth,
That's it.
right? So
Absolutely. That's
Gotta
why
keep
I came to this
innovating.
office.
Yeah. That's why Sherry's
That's why I
here.
came here, yes.
And that's why we'll have robots one day. We got no problem.
For sure.
Anyways, I think this podcast has been pretty great. Pretty
this has
awesome.
been fun, man.
I mean,
It's been
Andrew,
fun
you're,
sharing.
I mean, you're.
Thank you for
full of
having me
knowledge.
here.
You should be like,
So,
I mean,
no,
you
thank
should
you.
teach in the NAR Association or National
Man, we want,
Association of Real
I
Estate.
truly believe that with NAR, there needs to be a refresher,
Yeah, I
a
think
second look at.
I think so,
You
too.
know, I think because it's like what was happening in the 70s and 60s
Yeah.
and the 80s and 90s
Yeah.
is continuing today. Yet
Yeah.
we're in a market today where you can make more money in real estate, even as an agent,
Yeah.
than ever before.
I agree.
Right?
I
Than
agree.
ever before.
I
Times
agree,
are
man.
good, man.
I
But
agree.
you're gonna have to work. Like
Yes.
this whole idea of,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I'm just gonna do make social media and I'm gonna be the next,
No.
Yeah.
it doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
But yet, commissions wise, you make more money today than you ever had.
Yeah.
Right?
I agree.
It's pretty good.
I agree. God bless.
So what's next for Andrew? Where you're taking this?
Next, so I do classes for people that want to invest, right? And we've been very, very blessed. Now I've done them about 12, 13 years.
Yeah, actually, shout out your website. You got a website, and
It's
everything.
andrewholmesrealestate.com. And I mean, whatever I do, it's basically, we're trying to brainwash people. And I'm very upfront about it. If you come around us, no. I mean, I'm very upfront. If you come around us, right? If you're the type of guy, oh yeah, I'm killing it, God bless. I don't want to hang around you. If you're the person that says, hey, I want paid off rental properties and I want 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, right? And I want to build stack cash flow. That's what we talk about. And
Nice.
if you're around us, it's not it used to be when I was young, it was the size of the house I live in is my wealth. Today, it's not the size of the house that you live in.
Yep.
It's the number of houses that you own
Yep.
that other people live in. See, that is real wealth,
Yes.
right? And if that's the type of person you are that really looks at that you work because you're building something and you want to grow and grow and grow, and then you can go have fun.
Yeah.
Right? That's the type of people we want to attract.
Yeah.
Right? And no get rich quick. You got to give it 5 years, but in 5 years, right? And this is something I really live the message, which is if you take care of real estate for the first 5 years, real estate will take care of you for the rest of your life.
I agree with that. I agree.
For sure.
So it's andrewholmesrealestate.com. We do a bunch of free events. There's nothing for sale. It's a brainwash. You own a lot of
It's a brand.
No, I mean, it is. I mean,
But it's good group. You guys connect. There's a lot of people
man,
that
we have,
get together, right?
here's the cool part. So we serve a community of about 40,000 people.
Yeah.
Right? Out of that, we have about 2,500 people in what we call mastery,
Wow.
and they own over 30,000 individual rental houses in Chicago alone.
That's crazy.
Right? So it's kind of cool because if
Yeah.
I come to Elmwood Park, there's about 230, 250 houses that are owned just alone within that group.
Wow.
It's so cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so I'm very blessed.
That's pretty good.
So,
Congratulations. That's great.
yeah, no, thank you.
All right, Andrew. I think we're done for today. As you notice, we love real estate here. And Andrew, thank you for
Thank you guys for
man.
everybody watching or listening. Thanks
Yeah.
a bunch. Appreciate you guys
Greg for hosting.
inviting. Thank you so much.
Sir?
episode 58. That's all. Ciao,
the
ciao.
books.